loves, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be breaking down the new moon in Leo that is happening tomorrow. Okay, in addition to the fact that Mercury goes retrograde on the 5th, there's a lot of stuff going on. So let us jump in. We're going to start with the planetary positions, and then we're going to move into the aspects. So Sun in Leo, Moon in Leo, Mercury in Virgo, Venus in Leo, Mars and Jupiter in Gemini, Saturn in Pisces in retrograde, Uranus in Taurus, Neptune in Pisces in retrograde, and Pluto in Aquarius in retrograde. So definitely retrograde season, you know, a lot of stuff going on, a lot of energies. This is definitely a time of a lot of change, a lot of shift, a lot of healing. But because it's Leo season, y'all need to prioritize, this is before I get into the aspects, y'all need to prioritize your self-care during this time. I cannot stress that enough. Your inner child, like you doing like inner child work, inner child healing, you taking time to just like spend some time with yourself, read a book, watch a movie, is essential for you to get through the whole entire retrograde season, especially the next 2 months. Okay, the next 2 months are gonna be a little bit like rocky astrologically. There's a lot of stuff going on collectively speaking, and so it's really important for you to, you know, prioritize you. Like, take yourself aside, be like, you know what, I'm not feeling good today. If you are if you have that self-awareness where you're like, oh my god, I'm not really in the mood, I'm just like not feeling it today, I'm feeling drained, I'm feeling low, I'm just kind of like in this kind of mood, do what you need to do to care for you during this time. Okay, prioritize you before anything else, because trust and believe that's going to help you navigate everything else that's going to be happening during this time. Okay, if you do not prioritize your self-care, trust me, you will regret it. The sun will be in a conjunction to the moon. This is really going to help people center themselves a little bit, so it's going to trigger the conceited energy that Leo energy and the sun rules. Because the sun is in his home sign. So there is, like, Leo season is very much a self-focused season. It is about how you're feeling, what you're vibing, what you're liking, what you need, what you want, what you want to experience. Like, it's all about you. If you don't want to do something, you don't have to do something. If you want to do something, that's maybe what you're like, I don't want to budge on this. I don't want to compromise on this. This is what I want. And that's totally fine. Just make sure you're being honest with yourself, and then you're taking time to kind of center yourself. But there is an alignment when it comes to your ego and the urge of your inner child to really be fed. Like, you need to be fed. It's almost like this urgent kind of need of like, I need more, I need more, I need more. What is it that you need? It's almost like you already know the answer, and you're going to kind of need to sate it. I will add to this that this is a really great time, even though, yes, we are about to go into Mercury retrograde. We're in pre-shadow phase. We go into Mercury retrograde on the 5th. This is still a really good time to work with not only like the solar plexus, but also the sacral space when it comes to not even just like manifestations, but I mean like for healing and pleasure. Because Leo also, when I say focus on your self-care, that includes your pleasure. That includes your sensual pleasure. I cannot overstate that enough. It's about you enjoying things, okay? It could be food, it could be a movie, it could be a book, it could be your body, okay? You might just need to connect to yourself and feel yourself, okay? So feel free to work with that pleasure energy that the Leo energy is going to be seeking from the turbulence of all of the times, like all of these things that are happening in time at this time. A lot of times. Okay. So yeah, sun will be in conjunction to the moon, so there is a sense of like, what do you need? How are you taking care of yourself? So that's definitely something that needs to be just being mindful of your needs and how you're treating yourself in the moment, and also how you're being treated by others. Because when I tell you this is not the time for other people to get away with treating you a certain way, you might not be with it right now. This is not the time for like gaslighters, narcissist energies. Like, this is a you time, and you might be feeling like, you know what, I'm gonna call you later, I don't want to talk to you right now, I'm gonna text you later, I don't want to talk to you right now, I'm gonna just I'm gonna go watch a movie and then I'll text you back. Okay, you might be feeling like that, and it's because what you need supersedes what other people need from you. Okay, Leo energies, okay? Very much Leo energies. Keep in mind, Mercury is in Virgo, so there is a sense of people needing to communicate, but your ego and your emotions might be like, you know what? Not right now. So understand that there is a little bit of a tug and pull there that you're gonna have to balance in a way, okay? Mercury will also be in conjunction to Venus, okay? So there is a sense of really communicating pleasure and the things that you want from others. This is also a really good time for you to get clear on the things that you want in the future. Like for, you know how like, especially because Leo season tends to be like a mid checkpoint. Once we get into August, it's like the mid checkpoint of like the year-ish. This is a time where the things that you kind of set, how you set the tone in August really sets the tone for fall to winter. So this is a really good time for you to really be a little bit more decisive about what you want. So you might change your mind about something. And again, Mercury is going to be in retrograde, so the energy pre-shadow phase is active. So there might be something that, you know what, you're like, you know what, I'm gonna revisit this. I know I committed to this, but I'm gonna revisit this. Or you know what, I kind of changed my mind about this. I might want to explore or think about doing it differently. And you know what, if I still feel this way after Mercury retrograde ends, I might stick to my guns and just do something differently. So keep in mind that there's a sense of like seeking balance and using your voice and your intention and the clarity and determination of your voice to really like put your foot down, like, actually, this is what I actually want. Or I'm feeling like this is what I'm vibing with right now at this time. So really, really like allow yourself to, yes, your emotions and your ego are like, yeah, but me. But mentally, there's also a sense of like, this conjunction with Venus is, again, Venus is all about pleasure. So it's very much with the Leo energies of, yeah, let's have that pleasure. Let's enjoy. Why are we not enjoying? Why is there not stuff to enjoy? Why we're not enjoying things? Absolutely not. Let's not prioritize not enjoying things. Let's change that. Let's address that somehow. So this is a time where verbally you're going to have to communicate your needs, and so you might have to tell some truths. Like, let's say there's something that you need. Like, this is a really great time to, especially in different type of relationships, friendships, to really communicate the things that you need and be honest and bold about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, if it's something that you're like, hey, well, I've kind of been feeling with this way, I've been thinking about this, and this is kind of what I want right now. Communicate it. Be honest. Okay? Because ultimately it's going to bring you into a realignment with your pleasure, and that's the most important thing. Mercury will be in a square with Mars. So when it comes to arguments, okay? When it comes to arguments, be very mindful for this new moon about, you know, if you get caught up in an argument, okay, just know that it's definitely gonna blow up and some egos will be hurt. Okay, there might be a kind of a sense of I said what I said energy. Like the energy is very much giving I said what I said and I meant what I said, and I'm not taking it back because you needed to hear it. Keep in mind, Mercury is in Virgo. Virgo is blunt, truthful to a fault, and it's just gonna tell you what's up. Like, you needed to hear it. Words are medicine right now. So if you need to communicate something and you need to say your piece, say your piece, but understand that it can lead to some combativeness, some chaos, some arguments, some disagreements, some turbulence when it comes to our communications with people. So just keep that in mind. You can say your piece, but that don't mean there isn't consequences for the truth you say. Okay. Venus will also be in a square with Uranus, and so you will see some issues happening within relationships during this time. Leo is a very big lover energy, and you can see this in the tarot as well, with the Ace of Cups. It's giving a lot of emotional energy, and a lot of like overwhelming, almost like emotional energy, but there's a sense of like things building that needs to kind of like be released. Like, it's like overflowing and you just kind of need to let it go, like release it. So there might be some turbulence, some chaos, some changes that happen within a relationship. Something might happen that will impact the relationship as a whole, that will then end up, leading to a conversation. Hi, Nyla. That will end up leading to a conversation or a situation where something kind of has to give. But the chaos is ultimately there in order to create the changes that are needed for that relationship. So keep that in mind. If you find yourself releasing a relationship or relationships during this time leading into Mercury retrograde, it might have been long overdue. You might be saying certain things again. You might be saying what you've been thinking for a long time. You finally then said it, and now it's like. So also keep that in mind. But there is a sense of like out of the blue change within certain relationships, and this is going to well feed into the Mercury retrograde energy. There could be like even finances can be a little bit unstable during this time. For some folks, there could be some unexpected financial changes that come through out of like turbulence. Like it could be kind of like a positive change after something kind of not good financially happened, or it could be something kind of shakes up the finances, and then you kind of have to regroup and figure out what you're going to do, what's best for you at this time. Mars is also going to be in a conjunction to Jupiter, so there is a new determination when it comes to how to address, especially when it comes to opening the roads, right? And opening, especially because Mercury, which is one of the road opener like planets, Mercury is going to be retrograde, right? And so we have Jupiter and Gemini. Jupiter and Gemini energy, especially, Jupiter and Gemini energy, because Jupiter is in its fall in Gemini, regardless when it does go retrograde, it's going to feel like an extension of Mercury retrograde in a way, because it's going to feel like certain things are restricted, especially verbally, like manifestation, like of just kind of talking shit and just saying things that you don't mean might actually, end up causing some issues. So you really do need to be very mindful of how you speak at this time, because there will be consequences, especially because we also have Saturn in a square with Jupiter, like Jupiter in a square with Saturn. And we know that when Jupiter is doing a dance with Saturn, when Jupiter is squaring Saturn, abundance and luck is restricted, is a little bit more restricted. It's like you have to earn it. There's some sort of like, you have to, like, the lesson needs to be learned, something needs to be addressed, like you need to earn it. Okay, and with Mars in conjunction to Jupiter, it's like, okay, if you want access to it, you're gonna have to put in the work. You're going to have to be passionate about resolving whatever issues you're having in order for you to see some solutions from it. Uranus will also be in a trine with Pluto. Collectively, there's a lot of changes going on. So funny coming out of, like the last full moon that happened, where I literally said like a lot of stuff is happening politically. There's a lot of changes happening. Those changes are still in place. Uranus is in a trine with Pluto. Collectively, there is a huge collective transformation happening. I don't know why anybody would be surprised that we have a whole new presidential candidate when like Pluto's in Aquarius in retrograde. And Aquarius is all about the society, the collective, technology, social media. I don't know why people are surprised that there's different groups of people coming together, holding Zoom calls, like historic Zoom calls, raising money and stuff like that. Like, I don't understand why people are surprised. Pluto is in Aquarius. It's literally about how the collective transforms. So expect more of that. Expect more newsworthy stuff to come out. But there is a shift happening when it comes to what the future looks like. And when it comes to the government and society and the collective, Aquarius is always about the future. Okay? And so it will completely destroy and remove anything from the past that's not meant to be there. So when I say it's not about the older generations right now, it's about the younger generations right now. we will revisit this conversation when, you know, when some things happen. Okay, so looking at the cards, we have the Ace of Cups and the Hierophant, the card of Taurus. Okay, then we have where is Uranus right now? It's in Taurus, baby. It's in Taurus. Okay, you have the Two of Wands, the Fool, and the Five of Cups. Okay, so there's this energy of, first of all, this is the card of indoctrination, religion. This is the card of stabilized, like industrialized, like buildings of like even when it comes to it does roll over like the church, but also the things that Taurus rules, including financial institutions, including, you know, a lot, and this really speaks to a lot of the stuff that's happening collectively with those really using their finances to passionately back their viewpoints about, you know, the future collectively. There's a lot of stuff going on with that, but this is a really important time for you to also look at, again, the changes that are happening financially, because some folks are going to be impacted by certain things that are out of their control. There's a lot of changes happening within the economy, and you might find yourself in a situation that you did not expect to be in. So it's a time where it's going to push your emotion towards what's happening, where you thought you were grounded, how that's being mirrored in the collective and within your personal life. Where you thought you were grounded is being challenged, and you're being asked to regroup. What are you going to do? Again, that's that Mars energy of like, what are you going to do? Where are you going to put in your energies? There is a sense of like loss and like kind of like collecting your bearings, but there is also a sense of, okay, moving forward, what am I supposed to do? Like, I need to move forward from this. This did not feel good. These changes did not feel good, but since I cannot change the fact that they're here, what are we going to do? Okay, this energy is really, it's like welcoming in the new on a time where it's almost like the past is catching up. The past is catching up because what's been grounded for such a long time, what's been the standard, what's been the staple, okay, what's been the staple is now, it needs to be destroyed. It needs to change. It needs to be released. It needs to be released. It's no longer serving the way that it needs to serve. It's like the opposite type of energy. It has not been serving the way that it needs to serve, and so it needs to be removed. And so now it's like this energy of newness coming up. Okay, so be mindful of the fact that that's the energy that's present. There is a lot of destruction that's happening, which means that there is a sense of fertility and renewal. There's a shift happening, and so emotions and healing. There's a lot. Okay, there's a lot of that going around, but it's because of this, the empowerment and the freedom. Uranus is having a very, very particular play collectively and how it's impacting all of us. And when you put the people in a state of desperation is when certain changes also happen. So keep watching what's going on, but also understand that you also need to self-care. Okay, so that is the reading, my love. I love you guys so much. Okay, thank you guys for 18,000 subscribers. I love you guys. The new poll, it's up for the weekly video poll on Patreon. We're going to be doing weekly healing circle on Monday, and we're working on a lot of stuff, so stay tuned for all of the changes. I'm still currently writing my book. I'm like halfway through. I'm really, really excited. I can't wait to get it to you guys. Trust and believe that I'm working on it. Trust and believe I'm putting in the work on it. I'm manifesting that, you know, it gets to y'all like exactly when it needs to get to you guys, and that it is exactly the way I want it, because you guys know my 6th house stellium is only going to want it to be perfect for you guys. So I can't wait. I love you guys so much, and I will see you guys in the next video. Say bye to Nyla.